Again, the key turning points are here. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Steph, you ready? So, Steph, you did a great job on the technicals of it. AMD being the number 2 in the space. Why is it important? Well, here is why it's important. Blackwell has sold out. This is true. We're not getting that back, right? We have spoken. If Shai's in here, he can attest to it. We have spoken to executives at some of the Mag 7 companies. We'll leave their names anonymous. They have said we have spent CapEx. You will see CapEx on our budget line. It might seem like we've spent a lot because AI is that important to the future of our business. However, whatever we could not spend with Nvidia, we are now spending with AMD. It's not me saying it. This is what corporate is saying. Because there has been a sold out situation with Blackwell, what is the next best thing? The next best thing is the next product. Who's number 2 in that space? It's AMD. What is the product? It is the M1300X. From all talks and what you can read about it, you can do the research on it. It is an amazing product. Now, does that mean it's going to challenge Nvidia in the space? No, it's not going to challenge it. Does it mean they can coexist? Yes, it does mean they can coexist. All right. So we know that there's growth in the business. We've seen a huge pullback, right? We watched it climb to 238. We see it here now sitting at 118. All analyst projections are that this is a stock that can get to 200. I see it getting to at least 170 in 2025. I'm not moving on AMD. Steph, I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't care what these guys say. We are going to be in this AMD thing until they tell us something different. I have 1,000 shares of it. This is prior to any of it. I'm with AMD, just for the record. Steph, you good with this?
Oh, I'm great with this. I have options. I'm in options. I have shares, but I'm more heavily invested in my options right now.
I got both. So I got both. I got 1,000 shares and I got option calls. We put some in here. I might grab some more option calls. We see this thing pull down to maybe 110. I might have to get more. I'm bullish on AMD for obvious reasons, and here's some here. Don't worry, folks. I know people like this is a lot. This is a whole this slide, right? What you're obviously you can watch the replay on this, but I'm mad that has these slides. So we're gonna put this in the community so y'all can look at it for yourselves. If I have any spelling errors, I was a gym teacher, y'all. I'm joking. All right. I know you're like, wait, Troy, you named all those stocks, but you didn't talk about the ones you always talk about. That's because I told you my list was a little bit more expansive. Obviously, Micron is still in there. I told you about the case as to why. Kava is still in there. I'm now adding Kava to now my 1,000 share club. I'm going to start buying shares here shortly. I'm going to look at my support and resistance. Yes, we have the option call out to 2027. We're not even worried about that. Kava is the play. I love it. We talked about the debt structure. We talked about the growth. We even talked about the amount that each store, the amount of the actual valuation of each store, how it compares to its competitor in Chipotle. We talked about how Chipotle is trying to step in their space by buying. They're buying companies in that sector. The sector being fast casual, Mediterranean fast casual is what Kava does. Obviously, Chipotle does fast casual Mexican grill. Why do they buy up the competitors? Because they see this competition coming from another space. This is how business works. This is what it is. I have MicroStrategy in here. I think that has been consistent on all our lists. Look, we talked about 40% depreciation, right? The 52-week high of MicroStrategy was 543. The 40% drop is at 326. Can somebody tell me where MicroStrategy closed today?
326, 46.
Oh, man. I couldn't even make it up. How many people executed? That's the question, right? So that's the first barometer. I told I'm going to be looking at calls here very shortly. I didn't get the chance to look at the options today, but I'm definitely looking because it met the first threshold of a 40% drop from the equity. Now, could it drop further? Absolutely, right? And everything we looked at, that's fine. We're trying to go out further. I know that the MicroStrategy contracts are a little bit expensive, so I'm going to be mindful of here before I do anything. But it's starting to meet some of those thresholds. Do we believe in the Bitcoin story? from what we just saw, I mean, the story is laid out pretty clear. If you watch the Chris Johnson episode of Market Mondays, the story is laid out really clear. Austin, I know you're going to give us some more tomorrow. The story becomes even more clear as to where we should be in 2025. I know Shadi said it on Market Mondays as well. He's big on Bitcoin. The story is becoming clear, and it's almost becoming inevitable of if we should. I think we're going to change it from if to when do we. I think the if is going away when it comes to Bitcoin. We were here in 2017 when it was $3,000. We watched it go to 6. We watched it go to 20. We watched it go back down to 3. We watched it go up to 25 to 60. It hit 107,000 earlier this week. It's down at 96. This story isn't going anywhere. In fact, I'm glad you brought up Larry Fink because I talked about him on Market Mondays. Larry Fink is the CEO of BlackRock. The allocation that they have put into Bitcoin. You're talking about the largest asset management company in the world, institution in the world. They're not trying to lose money. They don't invest in things to lose money. That should be telling you a sign. All right. Now, these last three down here, these were on our call in November. I'm putting them here and I starred them because these are the next companies that we should be looking at. VRT, we spoke about an energy, VST, and we added another one. This is General Electric that broke a piece of General Electric that broke off. These are all the companies that are going to be providing the energy for the data center revolution, right? Some of them are at their highs right now, so we got to just be mindful. Put these on your. This will be the story in 2025. The energy that powers the data center revolution. We talked about cooling, and I'm glad that you talked about that. And I kind of brought it up with Dell and how they were working with companies inside of the cooling centers. That is a story, right? The infrastructure of the data center, of how we're going to power this AI revolution, how we're going to power the data center revolution. That is our story for 2025. Well, that's my prediction for what the story will be in 2025. Outside all the companies that we named, that is the story. These need to be in your watch list. You need to have those metrics. When will I buy? How much will I buy? Will I do options on them? They will be in the headlines. I'm telling you now.